in that sense, if we look at another issue that's coming up, US has been promising India support for over the horizon support, and what is its relevance, and to our viewers who are not aware of what exactly it means, can you please brief us about that?
Yeah, let me take you back to history a little bit. In September 2001, when the terrorist attack took place against the Twin Towers in New York and the Pentagon building, and one plane fell in Pennsylvania. That time, one of the first world leaders to offer complete support to the United States in a war against terrorism was India. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the prime minister, and he gave, in a way, unconditional support to the US war on terror. But at the time, in a way that fell on deaf ears, because the Americans thought Pakistan would be more relevant. The Pakistanis know the Taliban. They have created the Taliban. They will have their home address also. So it would be important to rope in Pakistan to remove the Taliban from power in Afghanistan, because they refused to surrender the Al-Qaeda leader. So that way Pakistan was roped in, and in 2003 itself, Pakistan was declared to be a non-NATO major alliance partner and all. But the US learned a very bad lesson, and a very strong and harsh lesson from engaging the Pakistanis. Pakistan was playing a double role. On the one hand, taking money from the Americans and supporting and sustaining the Haqqani network and the Taliban in Afghanistan. That went on for quite some time. Now, when the Americans have withdrawn from Afghanistan, all their troops and the NATO troops are also out of Afghanistan, it is a big shock to everyone that Pakistan is yet again in the same game. It is supporting Taliban. It is even engineering what kind of government should be there in Kabul. And the Haqqani network fellow, on whose head there is a $10 million bounty, even he is the interior minister. So in a way, again, stabbing the Americans and others in the back, and the Pakistan is playing the same old game, where Afghanistan can become a staging area for terrorist attack on other countries, including India. So now, when the Americans have realized it, in fact, in the American Congress, not many lawmakers are saying that Pakistan has had played a dirty role in Afghanistan for 20 years, even before that. So why are we supporting Pakistan? You blacklist them. You stop supporting them, stop giving them money. Rather, take the help of India. India has been a good strategic partner, which helped Afghanistan in its own economic development by spending about more than $2 trillion and all that. So India should be our partner in fighting the next round of war against terror. And in that context, India can be over the horizon area where the northeast part of India can really help in deterring the terrorists in Afghanistan from launching any kind of attack on other countries, including on India. So now it is up to India to decide the terms and conditions and the details of that kind of arrangement. It is not known yet. Even Secretary of State Anthony Blinken also said he cannot make any public statement on this. It needs a kind of confidential discussion. And there is no open agreement yet, or any offer of an agreement. This is the beginning of a new idea that India should protect its interest in Afghanistan, its investment in Afghanistan. India should try to see that Afghanistan does not create problem through Pakistan in Kashmir and other parts of India. For that, India has to be on board with the United States. Right. And Indo-US collaboration on counterterrorism has been going on for decades, and this is a new thing on paper at the moment.
Right. Very interesting points, sir. So thank you for that. And even today, as we speak, I think there are news reports emerging that says Mullah Baradar is one of the 100 most influential people in the world. It's named by the Time magazine. And it's very interesting that you bring up the US and Pakistan angle, because the relations have been soured over the last 5 to 7 years as the US went on to realize how much of a bad strategic mistake it has done in placing some amount of trust in Pakistan. So keeping that in mind, and especially taking note of whatever has happened in the last 2 weeks, how do you think the future of US-Pakistan ties are going to be from this point forward?
The future of US-Pakistan relationship, I would say, is bleak for the following reasons. This is what happened after the Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan. When the Soviet Union withdrew, then the US imposed Pressler Amendment, related to nuclear proliferation on Pakistan. The United States cut off all kind of economic ties and military ties with Pakistan. The US even refused to hand over F-16 aircraft to Pakistan. But now Pakistan is doing something worse than what it did in the 1990s. That is, despite receiving billions and billions of dollars of American assistance, it was playing a double game and continuously not only supporting but also aiding, abetting, equipping the Taliban fellows and particularly the Haqqani network and all. Now, when the US signed a kind of deal with the Taliban that we are leaving your country, but you should not allow any kind of terrorist activities from taking root in your country, and the Taliban said, okay, yes. But Taliban, went back on their words in very many ways. One example I would give, that even after complete withdrawal of the American troops, there was a big bomb blast in Kabul airport. And the US had to send back 6,000 American soldiers just to safeguard and maintain security around the Kabul airport. That simply says that Pakistan would not do what it promises.
Right.
And this is that Taliban whose real spokesperson, real supporter is Islamabad. So I think now the future of US-Pakistan relationship is going to be reviewed very soon. The Congress and the White House and the State Department are on the same page. And the kind of assistance Pakistan was getting is not going to get anymore unless both Pakistan and Taliban, stop supporting terrorism.
And the chances of that happening are almost zero, you would say?
Yes, very limited.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.